Hi guys, my name's Tristan. I wanted to share my Cosentyx journey. So it's been a while to get here. I've had psoriasis like this right here on my elbows, on my knees, spots right here on the side back. So it's not crazy. Sometimes I get it up here on my forehead. But I've been getting psoriasis for like since I can remember, since I was like 13. It wasn't always this bad. It started out as like smaller spots, and as I gotten older and older, it's gotten worse and worse. So I've tried many things to try to like mitigate the psoriasis. I've tried not drinking at all. I've tried going on keto or protein only diets, meat only carnivore diet. Tried different supplements like turmeric, collagen, fish oil, probiotics, gut health, like everything, right? So nothing really seemed to work. And sometimes, like, you notice like the psoriasis is getting a little bit better. Obviously during the summer, for a lot of us who have had psoriasis, you know that the sun helps with psoriasis. So it would get better a little bit, but then it would get worse if I was stressed out or something like that. And I really am against like medications. And so I don't like taking any medication, but I finally caved because beginning of last year, I started getting like inflammation in my joints, my back. I kept throwing my back out. And I finally figured out after going to a rheumatologist that I have psoriatic arthritis too. So struggling with the skin and then also now the joints, because I stay pretty active. I like to play volleyball and tennis and different things like that. I was like, okay, I'm 36 years old. It's time to try a medication. So I did a lot of research, and Biologics were by far like one of the ones that had the least amount of side effects. And psoriasis medication has been out for a while now, so there's data you can look at. And that was one of my worries. It's like, do I start taking this medication and then like 10 years down the line they recall it, and there's like some lawsuit that says like, hey, if you have a tail growing on the back, call this lawyer and you get like a settlement. So anyways, there's enough data out there that you can do your own research. Long story short, so I started getting the arthritis symptoms. I went to a rheumatologist. They took x-rays, they did a bunch of blood work, and they came to the conclusion that I had psoriatic arthritis, as well as the psoriasis that you can see on my elbows. And so they recommended either Humira or Cosentyx. Humira is more, it doesn't work as well from what I hear. For the skin condition. It treats other things like ulcerative colitis and different like Crohn's disease, like things with the stomach. There is great results with Cosentyx, which is a biologic, which is something that you stick in. It's like a pen you stick in, 300 milligrams. There's usually a loading dose, so you take once a week an injection for 5 weeks. And then after that, you take a monthly injection just to build up the load in your system and then maintain that load. Okay, so after all of that, I finally got a sample Cosentyx. So I'm starting out with a loading dose of 150 per week, and then I'm gonna go to a maintenance dose of 300 milligrams per week. Sometimes they start you off a loading dose of 300 milligrams per week for 5 weeks, and then you maintenance for 300 milligrams. My insurance, and a lot of people struggle with this with Biologics and Cosentyx, didn't originally cover it. And they finally got the prior authorization to cover the Cosentyx maintenance dose, but they didn't cover the loading dose. So what I had to do is my doctor gave me samples, free samples, from the other hospital for the loading dose, which was great. So those are free. And then also, if you guys are struggling with insurance, even after my prior authorization went through, this is like $8,000 a dose, right? For biologics, if you don't have insurance. If you have insurance, like my insurance covered everything except for $250. So they're like, your copay is still $250. And I said, hey, look, that's too much. That is way too much. I can't do that. Do you have any assistance programs? So there is a Cosentyx copay assistance program. You just call 844-267-3689. That's 844-267-3689. I just went through it today. And they'll give you a copay card. So your insurance will cover up to $250, and then this additional copay card will cover the rest. So for me, I have a zero copay now because I asked for assistance from this company or whatever. I don't know what group it is, but so yeah. So I want to tell you guys like how I feel. I took the first shot like an hour ago, and I didn't expect to feel any symptoms yet, but I wanted to just have this starting video so I can like document my journey and all that stuff and show you guys like, you know, as it gets better. Hopefully it gets better, and yeah, and then hopefully my joints stop hurting so much and I can start playing some volleyball and tennis and not have to wake up in the morning and like drag myself out of bed because I'm so sore. So I will let you guys know my symptoms, and as it goes through these weeks, how I feel. Please feel free to put any comments in there. If you have any questions, I will address them on the next video. Thanks. Be well.